Schools are being pulled towards two mistakes with students and AI. One says, ban AI from serious student work and call out integrity. The other gives students unfiltered generic AI agents and hopes cognition survives. Neither of these is serious enough. The first mistake pretends AI can be kept outside contemporary learning. The second invites cognitive substitution, where the work improves, but the student becomes less able to explain, judge, verify, or defend it. The Stratified Learning Studio begins from a different premise. Students should use AI, but only inside an architecture that preserves the burden of human judgment. The Stratified Learning Studio is a governed cognitive workspace. A student proposes a substantial real-world project. The teacher helps turn that interest into disciplined inquiry. What must be learned? What evidence will count? What risks are present? And what the student must eventually defend without AI. As the project unfolds, the Learning Studio records the proposal, milestones, evidence, teacher feedback, reflections, ethical questions, and AI use declarations from the student. The learning record is built as the work unfolds, capturing and analysing the student's thinking as it is being formed. Inside this space also sits the project companion. This is not an open chatbot or a generic answer machine. The AI here works only inside the approved project. Before it responds to any student inquiry, the project companion has already read the student's proposal and teacher-approved project, the evidence submitted by the student, teacher feedback, assessment expectations, and school rules. This is governance before generation. If a student asks for a conclusion or an easy answer, the project companion does not supply one. Instead, it asks what evidence they have, what claim they are trying to defend, and which part still needs verification without AI. The technique of Socratic questioning is used to ensure the responsibility for learning remains with the student themselves. The Learning Studio is built upon Stratified Learning's two-lane evidence model, which determines how students should and should not work with AI as part of their studies. In Lane 1, the student periodically proves what they can do without AI: oral defence, whiteboard explanation, live demonstration, troubleshooting, conceptual transfer, and ethical defence. This protects the productive struggle that builds intellectual resilience. In Lane 2, AI is used in authentic production, but it is declared, logged, checked, and questioned. The issue is not simply whether the student used AI. The issue is what they used it for, what they still had to know, what they rejected, and what judgment the student exercised themselves. Take Fred's bass guitar pedal project. The project companion may help him compare electric circuit designs or draft a supplier email. But Fred must defend his final circuit, explain the failures, and justify the ethical question around sourcing vintage Russian origin germanium transistors. For the teacher, the Learning Studio becomes a wider command layer. The teacher dashboard shows evidence, risk, reflection, AI over-reliance, teacher sign-offs, Viva readiness, and reporting across many individual student projects. So the teacher is not displaced by AI here. With the Stratified Learning Studio, the teacher remains the expert curator and professional lead of the learning process. This now moves us beyond legacy schooling. Students take more responsibility for learning, but not outside the discipline of evidence, truth, and teacher judgment. The Stratified Learning Studio and Project Companion do not make AI the centre of learning. They make the student's learning visible, defensible, and worthy of judgment. Stratified learning. See beneath the surface, educate with purpose.